takeaways. With a position time graph, if the line goes or points up, okay, so if we have a positive slope, the object is moving forward. If the line goes or points down, the object is moving backward. So this doesn't mean they are literally walking backward. It just means that they are walking toward the starting line or towards the origin, which is 0, okay? A line that has a high slope or a steep slope, that means the object is moving fast. If a line has a low slope or not so steep slope, that means the object is moving slow. And we want to envision all of the movement within a position time graph as moving forward and backward along like a tightrope line, okay? Imagine you are just in a straight line and you are moving backward and forward. There's no turning, there's no variation there. You're only moving forward and backward, okay? So here is an example of what a position time graph looks like if you are moving forward. So we have a positive slope and our magnitude of our magnitude of y-axis value goes from being like 0 here, because we start at the origin, to something larger than 0. Here, where we're moving backward, or where we are returning to the origin, we have a high magnitude y-axis value and we are returning to a 0 magnitude y-axis value. Here we are comparing two lines that are starting at the exact same position. So both of these are starting at the origin, so at position 0. A is just moving a lot faster, and we know that because A is a lot steeper, okay? Then if we have them intersect, anytime two lines intersect on a position time graph, we are at the same place at the same time. Like for that 1 second, they are in the exact same spot, okay? So it can be helpful to go through just some words that we can use as we are describing these. So forward, backward, fast, slow, rest. We're going to talk about that later, like what it looks like when you are just standing in the same place, okay? Steep or like not steep, positive, negative direction, positive, negative position. A negative position would be if you were underneath the x-axis and you had a negative y-axis value. Positive or negative velocity. Again, negative velocity is anytime you have a negative slope. Okay. Things that we shouldn't use are increasing and decreasing or constant. Okay, so we should just try to kind of step away from those. Okay. And the reason is most of the time that we try to use these, we are not using them in the correct way. So we want to just avoid them, okay? One last note, in physics, negative does not mean less. So here we have two different position time graphs. This position time graph on the left is showing a much faster speed, even though the velocity is negative. The velocity is negative here because we are returning to the origin, right? We have a negative slope, but we are covering a lot more ground within the time that we are moving compared to this graph here, right? So if the slope is steeper, the object is moving faster, we don't care which direction it is moving. Negative just means backward or negative direction within this context.